Good day, everyone. Thank God we are back, and I believe things are all okay with us. For my grade 10 students here, please, your attention is needed. That is, in Nigeria, we call that Senior Secondary School 1. Definitely, I know you've been taught this in the first term of this section. But I also know, as an experienced teacher who has been doing this for long, that there are some of you who are not able to understand this because of what? Time factor. That is, because your teachers actually believe that you've learned this in grade 9, that is JSS3. So this simple fact or loss of indices is not supposed to confuse you. Therefore, your teacher will move very fast at this particular point. But due to our experience, I know that there are many students who are finding it difficult to recognize this loss, the application, when a certain expression or equation is given. So, for us to be able to solve most of those equations involving indices, we have to understand this in total. That is, we have to know the laws of indices. We have to have the ability to identify it when the equation is given, that it requires the laws of these indices to solve. So if we don't understand this very well, it is difficult for us to spot it out in any given integer expression or equation. On that note, we'll be taking our time to digest this one after the other using different questions. So it means our attention now is to solve as many as possible questions that has to do with this basic law. And I believe when we understand that, we have no problem with integer equation or expression anymore. Now, let's look at the first one. We say a raised to power m times a raised to power n is equal to a then m plus n. Let me simply tell you this. What this law is saying about when similar number, object, items are multiplied together, pick one of them. I'll explain what I mean by one of them and add the power. Now let me define this for you. Look at this. You see this a raised to power n. This a is what we call base. This n is called index, power, or exponent. That is raised to power of this. Now, the law is simply saying that when same base of number, item, object are multiplied together, pick one of the bases and sum up their index. That's what this is saying. It's very simple and direct. That when number of the same base, item of the same base, object of the same base are being multiplied together, we simply do what? Pick one of the bases and sum up the power. That is when it is multiplication. Now, the second one is saying that a raised to power m divided by a raised to power n. Now, look at it. They have the same base, a base a base a. But the law is saying here that when same base numbers are dividing each other or one another, what do? Pick one of the bases and subtract their power from each other or one another in this order. What am I saying? Look at this. The first number here is a raised to power n. So when you are writing it in index form, the power of m should come forward first. Otherwise, you fail it. For instance, if this is a raised to power 3 divided by a raised to power 2. It is what? You can say it's expected to be what? A raised to power 3, then minus 2. Then gives you a raised to power 1. But if you now say no, you can use it in any order that you like. You are not arranging it in the order that it comes. You now decide to say, no, since they have the same base, I can choose any of the power first. You now say, okay, you are choosing this one. First, a raised to power 2 minus what? 3. What do you have? In algebra, plus 2 minus 3, the negative is higher than the positive. We are going to have negative. Negative what? 1. Do you know that what? This is A. A raised to power minus 1. What is the law? Is equals to what? 1 over A. 1 over A. Assuming A is 2. If A is 2, 1 over 2 is what? 1 over 2 is 0.5. In this case, you have what? 2. Can you see that the numbers are not the same? That's the reason why you have to be very careful with this particular division or subtraction law. That's what? You pick the first number, it is in order. This one first, subtract what? You subtract n from it. Please, let's take note. Now, the next one is what? A raised to power 0 is equal to what? 1. Any number that is raised to power 0 is equal to 1. 1 million raised to power 0 is also equal to 1. 1000 raised to power 0 is equal to 1. I hope we are following. Now, the next one says a raised to power minus n. This minus here is talking about reciprocal of a base a to the power of n. What is the reciprocal? When you talk about reciprocal in mathematics is what? 1 over the entire value. So, for instance, a reciprocal of a is 1 over a. Reciprocal of s is equal to 1 over s. Now, this one is what? This one is what? A raised to power minus n equals to what? 1 over a raised to power n. So, we have this. So, anywhere you see a raised to power negative power, know that that power, the negative is standing as what? Reciprocal. That is 1 over the entire base and the power of that number. I believe we are following. Then the last basic law of indices say what? A raised to power n over n. You can see what we did here is equal to what? A raised to power n. Remember, n over n is the same thing as what? N, this n times 1 over what? Which we demonstrated here. So, this a raised to power n, 1 over n, remember when you have 5 raised to power, let's say 125 raised to power 1 over 3 is same thing as cube root of 125 raised to power is 125. That's what we've demonstrated here, and I believe we understand. Now, let's begin to apply the laws to solve our questions. The first one here says that what? B raised to power of 3 times B raised to power 2. Remember we said it. The same base multiply each other together. What do? Pick one of the bases and add up, sum up the powers. So you have B raised to power 5. The second question here is 5 B raised to power 2 times 2B raised to power of 3. Look at this. Deal with the number first. This is what? 5 and 2 are not the same, so we have to multiply them the way it should be. 5 times 2 is what? 5 times 2 is 10. Then B. The bases are the same, so pick one of the base and sum up the power. So you have what? 10 times B raised to power of 5, which is what? 10B raised to power of 5. The third question, without wasting our time, is what? 18x raised to power of 3 divided by what? 3x raised to power of 2. Look at it. This number is different from this, so it's normal division. You have 18 divided by 3. Look, this base x and that base s, but under division. Division law says that what? When the bases are the same, pick one of the base and subtract the power. This one is 3 first, minus 2. So we have what? 3 here 1, 3 here 6. So we have 6x. 3 minus 2 is 1, which is same as 6x. The fourth one is what? 4ab raised to power 3 divided by 3ab. Remember, these two numbers are different, so take it this way. We have a here, we also have another a here. Therefore, we can say a raised to power what? 1 is division. These bases are the same, so pick one of the bases and subtract the power, minus 1. Then we move to letter b, times what? B raised to power 3. What is the power of b here? It's only 1. It is not, it means 1. So you are having what? 4 over 3. A raised to power 1 minus 1 is 0. B raised to power 2. So we have 4 over 3. Then any number raised to power 0 we said is what? 1. So we have times 1 times b raised to power of 2. That is 4 over 3. B raised to power 2. The fifth one is what? R raised to power 7 divided by R raised to power 7. The same base, so subtract the power, we have R raised to power 0, which is equals to what? 1. Then again, last but not the, second to the last, not the least. 4 raised to power minus 3. We told you this is what? Power of negative number is reciprocal, so it is what? 1 over what? The entire number, 4 raised to power 3. Now the last one is what? 81 raised to power 3 over 4. I told you what to do. This becomes 81 raised to power 3 times 1 over 4, which will give us what? 80. Now it gives us what? 4th root of 81 raised to power 3. We can simplify this further, but what we just do is for us to know how to what? When we see a question like this, how to represent it in what? In root symbol. Now, I believe we understand this, and I'm going to give us some practice question. Please make sure you do it and drop your answer in the comment section. We simply say, let's say 7e raised to power 5 divided by 2e raised to power 9. Then 2, we have what? 9y raised to power 6 times 8y raised to power 5. Then third one, we are going to say, let's see a question here. Let me have a question here. 6x squared times 3x to the power 0 times 2x minus 6. Then last but not the least, which is fourth question, we're going to have 12 s raised to power 4 y raised to power of 3 divided by 3x raised to power 4 y raised to power of 2. Don't forget to follow us on our social media handle, Aminu Maths Class, on Facebook, so also on our YouTube channels, on our TikTok handle, on our Instagram. We see in next video where we simplify a question that has to do with the application of these particular laws. See you and bye bye for now.